Abbey, how you doing? I'm chilling in my car again. It's July still. We're moving into August. I have to find a way to articulate a bajillion thoughts and feelings. I'm sticking with this human ascension theme because everything that we are and everything we're doing is evolving. We're always ascending. I've had this unique thing going on. I've been flipping the pages, and I was talking about this on Patreon, between what is the page. So here we have the book, okay? And then in the book we have this page, this side of myself is, you could say, the most evil, okay? The most cruel, the most twisted, the most lost in the dark, okay? And then we have this side that is the most benevolent, the most loving, the most of the divine light. And I haven't really understood what it was trying to tell me, because I was on this walk and I was really immersed in the tree energy. And I was like, I hadn't been able to feel the tree energy this beautiful in a while. And I don't know what the shift is or what it was for me, but felt like the trees were just, they're alive. They're people too. And what are those people all about? We just see them as objects in our world. They're thriving, living, conscious beings. And they're patient and they're loving. And I was looking at these trees on my walk, and I was just looking at them in my mind and in my human eyes, and we were just kind of having a conversation between my mind and my human eyes, because they work together, okay? This third eye and your human eyes, they work together, okay? They translate what's out there. They explore imagination. It's all part of the infinite universe. We're always psychically connected, even if it feels like a creative, imaginative thing. And I saw the trees becoming people, and they were smiling at me, and I was really emotionally moved by this, okay? And one of the trees reached its hand out, and it gave me a leaf. And I plucked the leaf off, and then I got really like, oh my God, I just hurt you. I just pulled like your hair or something, okay? So I plucked the leaf off, and I started to get emotional, and I said, I'm sorry I did that. And the tree people said, we were handing the leaf to you. We wanted you to have this gift. I can't explain it. I know it was simple. It's just a leaf. But in this connection between my eyes and my third eye, and what I was seeing in the exchange and the beauty of these tree people, and they get generosity, I felt like I had hurt them, but they were giving this gift to me, and I was receiving it, and I just felt really grateful. And I started to cry on this walk, okay, about this leaf. Then something happened, okay? This is the page turner, where I felt myself in this benevolent divine light experience exchange, turning the page, and the most cruelest side of myself coming forward, and the pleasure and the joy of destruction, okay? Because we have the joy of creation, we have the joy of destruction exists. We are one with both, okay? And we can play in both fields. We're trying to figure out what balance is. And then you have the very interesting concept of neutrality, which neutrality has no relationship with yes or no. A true neutrality is stillness. And it's quite an interesting concept. Anyway, so I felt this going on to the dark sides of my identity and my relationship with that type of love, because that love exists too. That love is, it's pure manipulation. So it's the weakest kind of love, because it is only manipulating itself into believing there's something here when there's literally nothing there. And it becomes an addiction. It actually becomes an obsession. It becomes a sickness. It becomes twisted. It enjoys destroying things and watching the pleasure of destroying or taking something from somebody and watching you get broken down and using it against you, and then pulling out your weaknesses and just enjoying the pleasure of seeing how weak you are, when really the weakest link is that kind of love, okay? But it feels powerful. It's freaking manipulative as all get out. We even fear demons because we fear the power of the dark side, and there's literally no power in the dark side except illusion. And look at the world that we live in is full of illusions. We're even struggling to understand what genuine love is all about. Genuine love. This stuff is easy. It's right there in your heart. It's just genuinely caring. It's actually saying, you know what, they need my help, I'm gonna help. And then you learn what the balance of those exchanges are. It's genuine caring, but it's confusing because genuine caring can be taken advantage of, and there's so many gray areas to this. But you know what love is, right? So love is hard because it feels like it's asking something of you. It's asking you to do better, to understand more deeply, to be more patient, to be more forgiving. These are hard things. This is easy. To be this corrupt is easy. It's also hard to get out of it once you get into it. It's hard to stay and truly valuing yourself for being patient, for being forgiving, for being compassionate, for being understanding how to possibly conceive of being non-judgmental. These are master skills, you know. There's the light is the divine truth. It's built upon solid substance of divine truth. This is built upon illusion, manipulation. It's all BS, okay? But it feels really flipping good, okay? This in its holiness doesn't feel good. It just feels, it feels like presence. It feels like it feels like presence, you know. Like when it is its brightest, it doesn't have to prove itself to anybody. It doesn't have to be anything more than what it is. It is completely in harmony. It doesn't need to have more, to be more, to feel more. It is completely in harmony. You understand what I'm saying here? This is like an odd, sick ecstasy. Okay. So now that I've talked about the pages, okay, so I'm in the divine truth of the tree people, the leaf, and this is beautiful. The page flips. And now I'm experiencing my most corrupted side, okay? Which there's many parts of myself, so I'm scattered around here, so I have to work through all this stuff. And this side took this leaf, and within the fragments of this leaf was a universe, and wanted to hold the tree people in bondage, okay, for all of eternity. Which you have to remember, whatever you think you're imprisoning one, you're just simply imprisoning yourself. You're just seriously so far gone. You're imprisoning yourself. But it feels real. And if you can make it real, then it is real. So what we believe is powerful. So I took this leaf and I pulled the most destructive, I was doing this on the other page. It's like, so which one is real? Was this like, what's going on here? Why am I flipping from this state to this other state? But I can't judge it. So I have this observer self that is exploring and making sense of the two different types of love, and what is this saying? What is this teaching me? And so I followed all the way through, and it's like, my God, if you could just simply see as deep as you could see, you could take a human being on the love side and see every atom of their existence, and then you could literally fill every atom of their existence with all the light of the universe. And it's like, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful. Like you echo this divine truth. And the sound of it is like again and again and again and again. And it can never be distorted. It can never be anything but what it is. So you could do the opposing side, and you could just rip it apart and watch and with pleasure at it as it is suffering, you know? So I've been wondering why, because I've also been journeying into dark places, like, and I'm not sure what is calling me there, other than this real sensation of a thing, a big deal thing, that is revealing itself in our world. You can see it. I was just having this conversation with myself earlier today about, let's say the next bandwagon was to be the pretty clown people. And to be the pretty clown people, you have to wear your pants on your head, and you have to wear your shirt as your underwear, and then you got to paint your whole body, and then you have to walk around and dance and smile. And then everybody's going to be part of the pretty clown people. And if you aren't, then you're going to be a judgmental, boring, not awesome person, okay? And we're going to make sure to teach our children to step in. What does this have to do with nature? What does it have to do with the genuine heartbeat of the life and breath and livelihood of our existence? You know what I mean? And it's like, what would it take to manipulate people into seeing the value of the pretty clown people? It would take an inspiration. We have this idea. We're going to see if we can manipulate the human race into becoming the pretty clown people, so that we can distract human beings from sanity and groundedness and earthiness to forget themselves and to become completely lost in insanity, because the inspiration to create this insanity in the first place is coming from insanity. And this is literally the energy that I experience is just infiltrating our atmosphere. So we have to be super true to our heart right now. We have to be super true to what we feel is right and wrong. We have to be super true right here in this heartbeat. Because it's take 50 years of slow but sure, gentle programming, and new educational programs, and more financial therapy in order to psychologically torture the human race into believing this is the most important thing we could be doing, is being pretty clown people with freaking pants on our head and shirts as underwear and dancing around like this is the most important thing that we could be doing right now. There's so many weird, insane, stupid distractions that we're putting so much energy into, and even money into, people's hard work, people's helping hands into. And I'm like, where am I in the page of this? Is this an evil page? Is this a benevolent page? But there's this cosmic thing, and I've been going in these darker realms because I've been trying, okay? I've been trying to transform this. How do you transform God? That's a fun question, okay? Like, seriously. Take the time, think about it. We're all a part of God. So I want to go back to the leaf for a moment. If I can't destroy that leaf more than I could influence the leaf to be full of light, the leaf is completely in control of itself. So if I want to heal the leaf, I am encouraging the leaf to remember its own harmony. If I want to destroy the leaf, I'm encouraging the leaf to lose its sense of strength within itself. And then where are we, the human race, in these pages? We are losing strength from within ourselves because we are giving it away to something that is saying it's very important. And when we give in to this very important thing, then we are part of something important too. And that's actually giving back to us, but it's actually sucking our souls out of our very bodies. And then we're trying to find out why we're depressed when we wake up in the morning. And we are losing track of what's in here. And the heart is what the earthiness, the value of life is all about. So in trying to transform this, it literally, it's Stranger Things season 4, I think season 3 probably. That big black dust cloud, I see it as a big dust cloud, is a big cosmic thing. It's coming from a desperate need for us to work on harmonious balance with our sexual relationships, with each other, with our identities. We have to get freaking grounded. We can value people for being super unique, and they went through the struggle of finding the courage to be that unique individual. Instead of opening doors and encouraging everybody to lose themselves to the confusion of their own identities. I have to tell you guys that I am really proud of this human race for leaning in the direction of pro-life. Because, and the reason I'm saying this is that you cannot argue with the words pro-life. You can't argue with those words. You can't argue with the words pro-life because it's pro-healing. When society creates an easy way out, when society says the best decision you can make for the rest of your life is to get rid of this kid, and when society is encouraging this, the society's messed up. Society's the pretty clown people wearing their pants on their dang heads and their shirts as their underwear. Society has gone insane, okay? When we can build society around what makes better human beings, not human beings in suffering and reaching out for another alcoholic drink or whatever comforts their suffering as they're sitting behind closed doors wondering why they're falling apart. We have to build real skills within our human race, real intelligence, and a love for learning, and a love for discovering each other for all our colorful and individual unique ways. So I was trying to transform this, and I've been exploring it because I have to understand the dark and light sides of myself, and I have to understand the power of what creates transformation, because it's really God's. How do I transform God? Like, I am part of God, so I have to transform within myself. I mean, that literally is, it's like, can I transform God? Well, can I transform myself? What are the things that I'm struggling to conquer in myself is what God's struggling to conquer. All right, here's the thing. If I am pissed off at this world for not figuring it out, whatever that is, okay, because everybody is like irritated at the world for not figuring something out yet. But have you figured something out yet? All right. So in the 25 years, which I still have bouts of it, I struggle with suicidal depression, okay? Depression where I didn't, the thing about it is that I really felt open and honest with the universe as a young person. And I said, you know what, I don't choose to exist in this world anymore. I choose to not exist. And because I can have that responsible choice to want to live in any existence of my choosing, then I am going to go to sleep now and I'm going to wake up in another reality. I couldn't freaking leave this life. I couldn't leave it. So why wasn't my choice good enough? And I went through years of trying to destroy myself energetically, using the destruction side of myself to get my heart to stop beating. And I gave in and gave in and gave in and gave in to that dark inspiration. And I couldn't end my own life with energy, okay? I should be enough with that idea and desperate desire to leave this existence to end my own life. How come I'm not enough to be able to do that? How come my soul can't? Because there's a divine plan. And as a human being, I think I know something, believe I know something, I feel something in here. But I can only do so much. I can't save the whole entire world, because the world has to wake up to the power within itself. And I'm just looking at all the conversations that we're having here right now. Because what gives me the right to say that I am pro-life? Because I value creative life. I value the growing of the trees. The trees say we don't want this tree anymore, and they all gang up against that tree and bully it to death. What was it in society that made me want to end my life? It was feeling like I didn't exist. This feeling confused about why human beings treated each other in a certain way, and I didn't want to support a race like this. I didn't want to participate, didn't want anything to do with it. I want out of here, but I was sad. What was creating that sadness? Society. Society is jacked up. We've got to do something about this. There's nothing more precious in this world than babies and the people that create children. And the little young mothers at age 13, maybe 12 even, that have babies need support. And we need to help their parents learn how to help their children, learn how to help them through the situation. We need society to put measures in to help make this a beautiful place to live. And we turn the page from, I enjoy watching you suffer, okay? Because you know those people exist in our world. We got to turn the page. And now we live in the existence of the world that we all want to live in, the world where we can be supportive of pro-life, because what else is there? Why would we want to destroy life? Why would we want that? When we say that it's pro-choice, we're saying that I value destroying life, and I have a right to destroy life because it's somewhere in the existence or the development of this life, it doesn't matter. It's not really real. It's just a thing right now. But my God, oh God, if you could turn the page to see how precious that thing is to this world. We all are here for a purpose. Do you understand? If you weren't here, it's like you're part of a divine plan. The divine plan would be missing a very precious link. We're all part of the balance of this whole thing. So is it right for me to try to transform this cosmic thing if some part of me still felt like I wanted to explore suicidal depression, then I'm the part of God that doesn't want to give up destroying myself. So that means God has a part of itself that doesn't want to stop destroying itself because it enjoys it for some reason. I started to enjoy the process of trying to destroy myself because it was one thing that I had, and I was trying to outsmart myself in the process of destroying myself, and I could never achieve it. Was I a failure? No. I just had a lesson I had to learn. It's not easy to get out of that. It's an addiction. It's part of that other page. You become addicted to that energy. And is that God's fault? that you're addicted to that energy. Well, you're part of God, so it's part of God to be addicted to that energy. It's part of you to want to explore that addiction. So we have to know right from wrong. Being pretty clown people is not right. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't help the world turn in a way where we are flourishing and thriving with ingenious new ideas and supporting one another. I'm asking my guides, okay, so what is it? I just keep going back to this cloud thing and those darker dimensions because I'm a part of that cloud too. I can't separate for myself from something I'm already part of. So within it, I can shine the light of who I am, which helps it to remember who it is. And if we were to take that scenario and put it into everyday life, it is so important for you to be true to who you are. Because when you are truly yourself, you are shining your light no matter what society says. When you are true to yourself, you're shining your light to help the cosmic cloud that's trying to create insanity in this world. You're helping it to find a way to let go of that behavior. That's why I had to stand up, you know. That's why we need a voice, because if we don't say no, or we don't say I like this, I don't like this, we have to start saying what we agree with and what we don't agree with. Otherwise, we're just going with the flow, which means we're kind of in agreement, right? But if we're not standing up and saying no, we have to do it somehow. So here I am. I'm talking to you guys. I'm sharing my human ascension experience and my interactions with the spirit world and what it all means to me, and some of the events going on in today's media, and I'm sharing how that makes me feel. I gotta tell you guys this because this has been on my mind too. Little kids, like even 12, let's just say we have a girl here who's raped by her uncle. Parents are saying there's no way, that's my brother, there's no way he would rape you. You're a slut, you're sneaking around with some boy at school, weren't you? And now there's so much hate and there's so much destruction. And there's so much like abortion of your own 12-year-old daughter who's now pregnant through rape from her uncle, and you're not going to take her seriously, and now you just want to abort this baby. Can you imagine the hell that little kid is going through? Because when you're 12, you're still a kid. You're big time still a kid. And where's the support for this 12-year-old? Where's the support for the parents even? To help them with what does this mean? Do they need to go outside their box and ask for help? Are they capable of asking for help? A lot of us aren't capable of asking for help. But what about that baby? What if that baby is a part of the divine plan here? Like, it is. Like, that baby needs support too. That little girl, those parents, the abuser. Something has to change in society so that we aren't aborting each other all the damn time. And it's calling it pro-choice. It's pro-choice to destroy each other's lives, to destroy our own lives, and say that this is actually a clean slate. It's sick. It's sickening. I'm listening for the sounds of some response from my guys. Things that have been on my mind. It's just, we just need to talk about this stuff. It's just communication, you know? Everybody matters. And we're all going to be coming from some different side of a spectrum of where our heart is. And that's why this divine plan. Because where I'm going with my experience is going to be a totally different universe than where someone else is going to go with their experience. But you can't argue with certain like alchemies of divine balance and divine truth. It comes back to the simplicity of we plant the seed grows into a tree. It takes time. It takes the right light. It takes the right amount of rain. It doesn't... There's no quick fix. There's time in the process, and then we watch time, and in time things grow. Especially when it is watered and given the right sunlight, things grow. This human race needs the right type of sunlight, the right type of water, and the right helping hands. And needs to teach our children to be those helping hands for generations to come. Because there are solutions to the way the world is. And this old structure's got to break down. The page of I enjoy watching the suffering of others because I'm so lost in the destructive energy. I've lost myself in it. We need to hold those people accountable. they're abusers and they're lost and they're our brothers and sisters, and we need to hold them accountable in order for them to see that they're lost, in order to find their way back to the light, which then you are the light by holding your ground and speaking the truth. They're the ones saying, oh, the tree just grows. And then we could get rid of the tree if we want to, because we need whatever is convenient. So there's so many convenient things that people can say, and I'm sick of this. It's just words and error and convenience. But remember, real love takes time, it takes effort, it takes growth. It's hard, it's patience, it's the forgiveness. It's these hard skills that we have to build. This is easy. It's easy to be a jerk. I find it's hard to be a jerk, 'cause I don't know how to be one. And I'm learning that being assertive is not being a jerk. It's saying no when no is necessary. And I'm learning how to be more assertive, okay? And I'm really affected by, I'm angry. I've been feeling even angry at God this month. I was mentioning this on Patreon too, about that feeling of being angry at God. And I think that there's more than just me feeling this, because it's coming up in with other people I've been working with. And it's like we really have to give into a cosmic love and support here, because the thing that I'm angry about is too many generations. It's too much suffering, and I need the suffering to stop. I need the suffering to stop for every human being. And the psychological torture is one of the sufferings I can't stand the most, because it is getting in the way and is influencing us to stay in a state of backwards growth, saying we're growing, but it's all just talk and no walk, you know? And that psychological torture is imprisoning us to be less and less and less human, less and less alive, and less a part of nature, less and less a part of earth. And it is insane. The people that influence these types of stupid and pretty clown people movements are flipping insane. And there's people jumping on bandwagons that were inspired by insane people that are continuing to manipulate the human race and laugh behind the scenes how stupid people can be. And that's angering me, and I need that to stop, and I'll do whatever it takes to make it stop. But what power do I have when God is in each and every one of us? So I have to use the power of my human avatar self and the spirit inside of me and the voice that I came here with to make a difference on this earth right now. Not by waiting for the difference to happen, because I am moved to say no now, okay? I am moved to be assertive now. I am moved to say no to this now. And that's my thing. So, lots of passionate stuff going on here. Thanks, guys, for watching and for being part of this. And appreciate you. Your parents are a blessing. It doesn't matter how you felt raised by them, but they're a blessing, and you are a blessing. And their parents before them were a blessing, their parents before them, because it gave us you. And you are precious to this world. More people need to hear how precious they are to this world. You need to feel that in your heart, because it'll help you to feel alive. And it'll help you to want to feel present here and be a part of this world and part of the cleanup. Because there's a lot we need to clean up here. And there's a lot that we have the intelligent skills, the hardworking hands, the strong bodies, whatever it is. We have some know-how somewhere in the midst of all this. We're good people. There's a lot more good people in this world than I think we even realize. And we're up against a lot of the media and a lot of influence that says that everybody believes this way, and it's all BS. There's so many of us who are deep and meaningful, reflective, wise, intelligent people that are earthy. We just don't know how to make a difference yet. So I'm just talking, I'm just sharing. Thank you again for being here, and I hope you have a great day.